This is the original work series, Arts Fort Worth. We are Theater off the Square from Weatherford, about 30 miles west of Fort Worth. We are a nonprofit, all-volunteer community theater in its 25th year. We are thrilled to be here to present Man or Mouse by Lawrence Thelen on this World Theater Day. So I'm going to introduce myself, and then we're going to introduce ourselves and who we're playing. I'm Laurie Jones, and I'll be playing Midge.
I'm Louis Schwartz, and I'll be playing Dewey.
I'm Levi Cook, and I'll be playing Jimmy.
I'm Christian Sanders, and I'll be playing Charlie.
I'm Dana Powers, and I'll be playing Lindsay.
I'm Jonathan Cook, I'll be playing Russell.
I'm Nick Braswell, and I'll be playing Bart.
I'm Wally Jones, and I'll be reading the stage directions.
Go ahead.
The Long Island House of Charlie Bump, the 4th of July morning this year. The set consists of a living room with a dining area. The room includes a front door, kitchen door, picture window, and a hallway that leads to the bathroom and bedrooms beyond. The living area is nicely furnished, just a sofa, coffee table, armchair, end table, and floor lamp. 2 framed paintings hang on the wall, and a television set sits on the floor. Outside the kitchen door is a dining area with a table and 4 chairs. Numerous packed and unpacked moving boxes are scattered about. At rise, Charlie enters from the hallway carrying a box. Russell enters through the open front door.
Why's the door open? Any idiot could walk right in.
And look, one did. Jimmy, your uncle's here.
Taking in the room.
This place is a mess. Are you going to be done by the time I get back?
I will. And hurry, I want all this stuff out of here before Mom and Dad show up this afternoon.
I'm not going to be able to move all this stuff by myself.
You didn't hire a crew?
If I could afford a crew, I'd buy my own furniture.
Well, I don't care how you do it, but it needs to go.
Enter Jimmy from the hallway wearing a backpack and running to the kitchen.
Hi, Uncle Russ. I need to get my lunch.
He exits into the kitchen.
You know which one, right? The first congressional on the corner?
The one with St. Francis out front?
No, that's the Catholic Church.
The one with St. Paul out front?
No, that's the Lutheran Church. You have no idea where you're going, do you?
I'm looking for a saint, that's all I know.
You're looking for a big white steeple.
They've all got big white steeples. How am I supposed to tell them apart?
Jimmy will tell you.
Re-enter Jimmy from the kitchen.
I'm ready.
Lead your uncle to the right church, will you? And while you're there, pray for him. Drop him off in front. He knows where to go. Have you got something for show and tell?
Yeah, my picture of Mom and me at the beach.
Good choice.
Hugging him.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, kiddo.
Still in his arms quietly.
Dad,
Yeah,
I don't want to move.
Kneeling to meet him face to face.
I know, buddy. But you'll make new friends, and we'll be together the whole time. You and me, forever, right?
They fist bump. Enter Dewey and Midge through the front door.
Why is the door wide open? Any lunatic could walk right in.
And look, one did.
Don't be a smartass.
Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandpa.
Hello, short stuff.
Where are you off to in such a hurry?
Day camp.
On the 4th of July?
They're going to be fireworks.
Then you better hurry.
On his exit.
Bye. Love you.
Love you too.
To Russell.
What are you doing here?
I'm taking Jimmy to camp.
2 hours up from Jersey to take a little boy to camp?
Yeah,
You're an idiot.
love you too.
He exits out the front door. He closes and locks the front door.
Do you mind if I close this?
Why are you here so early?
We've got a busy day. What difference does it make? What's with all the boxes?
Why is everything packed up?
It's a long story.
We don't have time for a long story. You said this would be quick.
Well, it may or may not.
What the hell's that mean? What's wrong?
Is something wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
To Dewey.
Nothing's wrong. Calm down.
Come here, both of you. Please, sit down.
Oh my God, something's wrong. What is it? What's going on?
Now you know I love you both very much.
Oh my God, you're dying, aren't you?
No, I'm not dying.
Oh, thank God. We've got such a busy day planned.
What is it then? We don't have much time.
I'm moving.
You're moving?
I'm moving.
You're moving?
I just said that.
To Dewey.
Your son said he's moving.
I'm sitting right here. Why are you moving?
It's time to go.
I don't even know what that means. What about your job?
I quit my job.
You quit your job? But you love that job.
I can get another.
Where?
People get sick all over.
What are you, a freelance artist now? Hopping from hospital to hospital? That's no life for a grown man.
Can we
Dewey.
get back to the subject at hand, please? I want to know why he's moving.
Your mother wants to know why you're moving.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
How complicated can it be?
How complicated can it be? You pack a van, you drive away, you unload, boom, you're moved.
Where are you moving to?
That's where it gets complicated.
Oh my God, you're moving to the city, aren't you? You and Lindsay are finally getting married and you're moving to Manhattan.
No.
I'd love to get off this island, but your father won't budge.
I was born on Long Island. I was raised on Long Island. I'm gonna die on Long Island. It's a damn good island. There's no reason to leave.
Your son is leaving.
He's just going to Manhattan. That's not really leaving.
I'm not moving to Manhattan.
Well, you're not going out of state, are you?
No, I'm not moving out of state.
Oh, thank God. I don't want to drive out of state every Thanksgiving.
We drive to your brother's house for Thanksgiving every year. That's out of state.
He lives in Jersey. That's not out of state.
Of course, that's out of state. He lives in New Jersey. We live in New York. Those are two different states.
No, not really.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Dewey, be quiet. Charlie's trying to tell us something.
What is it?
I'm moving.
We know that already. Give the details.
Well, I've been thinking about this for a long time. I've done an awful lot of research into it, and I'm moving to New Zealand.
There is an exorbitantly long pause as Dewey and Midge process this. They stare at it, dumbstruck, then finally,
Is that in Jersey?
New Zealand, New Jersey? Who's ever heard of New Zealand, New Jersey?
I don't know. There are lots of little towns over there I've never heard of.
He's talking about New Zealand, the country.
to Charlie.
I'm right, aren't I? You're talking about New Zealand, the country.
Yes, New Zealand, the country.
There, you see? New Zealand, the country.
To Charlie.
Why in the hell would you want to move to New Zealand?
Oh my God, he's leaving the country? Dewey, do something. Oh, shut up. Why are you leaving the country? What's New Zealand got that we haven't got?
Well, it's just that
How long are you going to be gone for?
Well, it's kind
We're
of...
not going to live forever, you know.
Is Lindsay going with you?
Lindsay's not going with me.
Lindsay's not going with you?
I-
Lindsay's not going with him.
I heard the boy. Why isn't Lindsay going with you?
She doesn't want to.
Oh my God, are you breaking up with her? If you are, that's fine, but you don't have to go all the way to New Zealand to do that. Break up with her here and move to Connecticut.
Don't break up with Lindsay. I like Lindsay.
You only like Lindsay because she dotes on you.
That's a very good reason to like someone. I once liked you for the very same reason.
And what about Jimmy?
What about Jimmy?
Where is Jimmy going to live?
I'm taking him with me.
All the way to New Zealand?
No, only part way. I'll drop him off in Fiji. Come back for him later.
You're such a smart ass. You're talking about our grandchild. You're taking our only grandchild to New Zealand?
He's my son. Of course I'm taking him with me.
Why don't you leave him with us? We'll raise him. We've got time.
Sure, he can have your old room.
Good God, Dewey doesn't want to live in his father's old room.
Why not? There's nothing wrong with that room.
Sleeping in the same bed? That's kind of creepy if you ask me.
Nobody asked you. Let the boy decide.
Hey, folks, I think we've gotten off topic. We're talking about me, remember?
Of course, I remember. You told us you're moving, and I don't like that. This is not a pleasant conversation. Let's change the subject.
When are you leaving?
When?
Yes, when? Is that a difficult question?
We're leaving tomorrow.
Tomorrow? This coming tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow.
He's leaving tomorrow.
I can hear. I've got ears. Why tomorrow? That's so soon.
That's only one day from now.
I know.
You waited until the very last minute to tell us?
No, if I'd waited to the last minute, this would be tomorrow.
How are we going to change your mind in one day? We can't change his mind in one day. How are we going to do that?
How are we going to do that, Charlie?
You're not. That's why I waited until now, because I know you'd try to change my mind, and I don't want my mind changed.
You can be stubborn sometimes.
Picking up her cell phone.
I think we should call Lindsay. She should know about all of this.
Lindsay already knows.
I don't have her number.
What's Lindsay's number?
Lindsay already knows.
Probably in his phone.
Where's your phone?
You don't need to call her.
Probably in his bedroom.
Please don't call Lindsay.
People who don't live in this country anymore lose the right to vote.
Mitch exits into the bedroom. Dewey wanders towards a wrapped box. The conversation is strained.
Duct tape? Really?
Yeah.
Not masking tape.
No.
Packing tape.
No.
Duct.
Duct.
You're an idiot.
What? It's important. I thought you should know.
Important? What's so important that you have to leave your family, your country, yourself?
I just want what's best for Jimmy. He deserves the best life I can give him. And I think, honestly, he'd be better off growing up somewhere else.
What, he can't have a good life here? I raised you here, and you turned out all right.
Yeah, but things were different back then. The country has changed.
Changed? What do you mean changed?
It's different. It's not like it when I was young.
You're not like you were when you were young. You've changed too. But I'm not moving halfway around the world to get away from you.
I'm not leaving you. And I'm not leaving Mom.
I beg to differ. New Zealand is not New Jersey. If you're leaving the country, you're leaving us.
Dad, don't take this personally.
How else am I supposed to take it?
It's not about you. It's about me and Jimmy. Ever since Katie died, I have this... I need to give him the best life I can. He deserves that much.
You can't give him any better life than growing up here on the island.
But things here are different now. The country I grew up in doesn't really exist anymore. I want something better for him.
Doesn't exist? What the hell do you expect? Everything changes over time.
Yeah, but I thought things would get better with time, but they haven't. They've actually gotten worse.
This is all because of Trump, isn't it?
What? No.
You don't like the way he ran things. Is that it?
It started long before Trump. Trump is merely a manifestation of a country in decline.
Our country's in decline. Is that what you're saying?
You don't think so?
No. Decline? Please. It's evolving. Like a species. Everything evolves over time.
Well, this species of ours is dying, and no one wants to recognize it or deal with it or save it. So before rigor mortis sets in, I'm jumping ship and taking Jimmy with me.
Well, you better find yourself a guardian angel before you two jump, because I won't be around to bail you out.
When have I ever asked you to bail me out?
You don't have to ask. I can see it coming a mile away.
Returning from the bedroom.
All right, Lindsay's on her way over.
This conversation is giving me gas. Excuse me.
He exits into the bathroom.
Lindsay is very upset to hear you're moving to New Zealand.
Well, of course she is. I hadn't told her yet.
You said you had.
Well, sometimes I lie.
I can't believe you're actually leaving.
I'm actually leaving.
That's just mean. You know what you need?
What?
An antidepressant.
An antidepressant?
That's what I said.
Why do I need an antidepressant?
So you're antidepressed.
Not depressed.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You must be. No happy person would make this such a decision. Maybe you need to be psychoanalyzed.
Mother, I am not depressed.
If you're not depressed, then why are you leaving?
I'm disillusioned.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not.
I always get depressed when I'm disillusioned.
I'm leaving because I don't feel the need to stay. I just don't have a strong connection to the U.S. anymore.
Well, I don't have a strong connection to your father anymore, but I don't leave him.
And I think there might be better places to raise my son.
And New Zealand's the answer?
Maybe. Look, people throughout history have moved around. Your grandfather left Russia to come to this country. How is that different?
Have you seen Russia?
Why did he come here?
There was nothing for him in Russia. No work, no money, no future.
There's nothing here for Jimmy.
There's family, and that accounts for a lot.
Your grandfather left his family.
They were ugly. Were disrespectable. It's the same thing at all. It's not the same thing at all. Dewey, come over here and talk some sense into your son.
You can't talk sense into him. He knows everything.
I don't know everything.
He doesn't know anything.
You know what you need?
What?
An antidepressant.
What is it with you people?
It'll calm you right down.
I'm already calm.
This will calm you down even further.
If I calm down anymore, I won't get out of bed in the morning.
Everyone's on some sort of pill. You should try one.
You hear yourself?
What?
Everyone in this country's on some sort of antidepressant? Doesn't that tell you something?
Yes, it tells me we're a pretty happy country.
But it's not real, it's manufactured.
That's good. We need more manufacturing in this country.
Here, Try one of mine.
I'm not taking an antidepressant.
Don't dismiss it so quickly. You might like it. I've been on mine for 8 years.
And the side effects don't bother you.
Oh, sure, a few things are different. But there are little things, like I can't satisfy your mother as easily, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes, I know what you mean.
But I don't mind. I'm on an antidepressant.
The way I look at it is this. What's more important? Staying calm in the face of declining health and imminent death, or giving your mother an orgasm?
Oh.
The answer seems pretty obvious to me, am I right?
Dewey, stop talking about our sex life. You'll give the boy a complex.
I can't damage him any more than he already is.
My God, do you realize that if everyone in this country stopped taking their antidepressants, they might actually see what kind of mess this country is in?
What, are you crazy? If everyone stopped taking their pills, American culture as we know it would change forever.
Precisely.
The doorbell rings.
Who's here?
How should I know?
Are you expecting someone?
Maybe it's Lindsay.
Not all the way from Manhattan.
Charlie heads for the door. Dewey blocks his way.
What are you doing?
I'm going to answer the door.
What?
Because someone's on the other side.
You can't just open the door.
Why not?
You don't know who's out there.
That's why I'm going to open it, to see who's out there.
But it could be anybody you don't know. It could be a stranger or a salesman or those Christian Science women.
Well, why don't we open the door and find out?
He opens the door.
Look, it's your son, Russell.
Why'd you lock the door? Excuse me, out of the way, please. I gotta pee.
He exits up the hallway and into the bathroom.
He drinks too much coffee.
Running out of the bathroom.
Good God! Who was in here last?
Chicken fricassee, what can I say?
Russell takes a deep breath, holds it, and rushes back in.
You know what you should get, Charlie? One of those doorbells with a camera on it. One of those that shows what's happening outside.
Why?
So you can see what's happening outside.
If I want to see what's happening outside, I'll go outside.
No. You look at the camera from your doorbell to see who's at the door.
Why don't I just look out the window?
You can't look out the window.
Why not? That's why they're there.
Because they might see you. You don't want to be seen staring at someone face to face right through the window. No. You need the camera to see who's at the door.
I could just open the door.
You can't open the door.
Why not?
You could get shot.
Who's going to shoot me?
Maybe it's a burglar.
Why is there a burglar knocking at my front door?
To burgle you.
Oh my God. All right, I'll play along. There's a burglar at my door. You know what I do? I call the police.
You can't call the police.
Why not?
You're not certain there's a burglar out there. The door is still closed.
You just said there was a burglar out there.
Well, how do you know for sure?
I look out the window.
No, you look at the camera on your doorbell.
I don't have a camera on my doorbell.
Exactly. That's why you need one.
Mother, come entertain your husband before I have a stroke.
What's going on?
I just suggested he get a new doorbell.
His doorbell works fine. It just rang. Didn't you hear it?
Of course I heard it. That's the problem.
That makes no sense whatsoever. Did you take your pill this morning?
You know, when I was a little kid and the doorbell rang, everyone ran to the door to see who it was. It was very exciting back then. Company is here, but we don't do that anymore. Now, if someone rings the bell, we think, oh my God, who is it? What do they want? Are they going to rob me or kill me or ask me if I found God?
God lives within, Charlie. He doesn't ring the bell.
And when the phone rang back then, everyone raced to be the first one to answer it. It was thrilling. Nowadays, we check to see who it is first, and if we don't recognize the number, we don't answer for fear it might be someone we don't know. God forbid we should talk to a stranger.
Of course you shouldn't talk to strangers. Didn't we teach you that when you were little?
Don't talk to strangers. I've said it many times.
Don't you see? We're scared to death of one another. That's not how life in this country used to be. We knew our neighbors. We answered the door. We picked up the phone. I miss that. Don't you? I don't want a camera on my doorbell. I don't want to be paranoid and afraid of everyone who comes to my door or calls me on the phone. I don't want to live in a country like that anymore.
That's why you're moving to New Zealand, because you're paranoid.
Because I don't want my son to be afraid of life.
Charlie's phone rings. He looks at it.
Why is the Catholic Church calling me?
Jimmy's camp?
No, he's at the Congregational.
He sets his phone down.
Aren't you going to answer it?
You just told me not to talk to strangers.
I'm impressed. I didn't know you were listening.
Re-entering from the bathroom.
Whew! That felt so good. I wanted to stop halfway through and start all over again.
He reads the room to Charlie.
They know, don't they?
Yeah, they know.
Know what?
Charlie's moving.
Old news.
You're preaching to the choir.
Hey, Charlie, what about Lindsay?
What about her?
Is she going with you?
No.
Really? So then she's available.
I guess so.
That's very interesting.
Only to you.
The doorbell rings.
Someone's at your door again. It's like Halloween night.
It's probably Lindsay.
No, it's for me. I forgot, sorry.
He heads for the door.
What are you doing?
I'm opening the door.
What's with you boys?
Russell opens the door. A bright flash of lightning is followed by a loud crack of thunder. There stands Bert Kirkle, a homeless man dressed in army fatigues and carrying a handwritten cardboard sign reading, "We'll work for food."
Wow. Come on in.
To the others.
Sorry, he's with me.
To Bert.
Hang out over there. We'll start in a minute.
He closes the door.
Who's the grenade?
He's gonna help me move this stuff. He's homeless, and his sign says he'll work for food. So I just drove him through for a burger and fries. He's good to go.
Where did he come from?
He was standing outside the church. It was like divine intervention. I needed a neck down, and he appeared out of nowhere. So I hired him.
A neck down?
Yeah, you know, a neck down. Somebody who's strong and well-built, able to lift big, heavy things. Where brains are not a requirement. Somebody who's good from
Neck down. Yeah.
There you go.
It's amazing you've gotten this far in life. What's his name?
I don't know.
You didn't ask?
I didn't want to pry.
Unbelievable.
He approaches Bert.
What is your name, sir?
Bert Kirkle.
I'm sorry?
Bert Kirkle.
Is that all one word?
No, sir. Bert, space, Kirkle. Bert Kirkle.
Bert Kirkle.
Yes, sir.
To
Bert
Russell,
Kirkle. Bert Kirkle, thank you.
extending his hand.
Well, Bert, it's nice to meet you. Charlie Bum. And this is Russell, my father Dewey, and my mother Midge.
Midge?
It's a nickname. Apparently I'm not as tall as I think I am.
I went out with a woman like that once. I thought she was short, but turns out she just had low self-esteem.
To Charlie.
You see, this is why you keep your door closed. What's he doing here?
He's gonna help me move this stuff.
What stuff? These boxes?
Everything. We're cleaning the place out.
I gave Russell all my furniture.
All of it?
I figured it would be cheaper to buy new down there than ship all this stuff to New Zealand.
You gave him everything.
Are you upset?
Of course I'm upset. You're moving to New Zealand, but you couldn't save me a table?
You want a table? Here, you can have this one.
Nah, I don't want it now. It should have been a surprise.
To Charlie.
Hey, we're gonna get started, yeah?
After quietly conferring about where to start, Russell and Bert each take a painting off the wall and head for the door. Over the course of the act, the two men empty the house of all of its belongings.
Wait, he's taking the furniture now?
Yeah, we're leaving tomorrow.
Where are we going to sit?
Well, I thought you had to be somewhere.
We can't play bocce now. It's raining out.
Actually, it stopped.
Thank you.
To Charlie.
Besides, we're not going anywhere until you change your mind.
Well, did
Russell and
you...
Bert exit.
Then you may be here for a very long time. Hey, Russ, wait! You're going to want to put this up front.
Charlie grabs the television and heads for the door, but turns back to Dewey before he leaves.
Hey, Dad, grab a box, will you?
Charlie exits. Dewey picks up a box and heads for the front door.
Wait. We need a plan
A plan?
to keep Charlie from moving. Hurry before he comes back.
We could kill him.
Nah, he just would want his ashes scattered down there.
How about guilt?
Guilt?
You know, guilt.
She thinks.
Guilt. That's good. I knew I kept you around here for some reason.
Charlie returns, passing Dewey in the doorway.
Well, Charlie, I hope you won't be consumed with guilt after you leave.
I won't.
Well, I tried.
Dewey exits. Charlie goes to a box, picks up a roll of duct tape, and proceeds to tape it.
Charlie, if you're not going to be around, who's going to look after me when I get old?
You're married, you know.
Oh, please. Your father can barely take care of himself. He's not going to be able to look after me. Besides, I'm going to go outlive him by a long shot. If you're down under and he's down under, who's going to look after me? Who's going to take me to the market and the hairdresser and my doctor's appointments?
You were expecting me to do all that?
Laying on the guilt.
Well, I thought you might help. An old woman needs help, you know. We get frail and fragile as we age. And I'm your mother.
Mom, we've got lots of family in the area. I'm sure you'll be well taken care of. Uncle Jeffrey's down the street. Your sister's in Manhattan. Russell is around all the time.
Russell and Bert re-enter and head towards the dining table and chairs. Dewey follows them in and sits in the armchair.
Russell? Oh, please. Your brother's a disaster on the verge of a catastrophe.
Hello? I'm right here.
Oh, hello, sweetie. He's got a black cloud that follows him wherever he goes.
Hello?
Hi. It's a good thing he was second. If Russell had been firstborn, you wouldn't be here right now.
Russell and Bert exit out the front door, each carrying a couple of dining chairs.
But that's okay, Charlie. Go ahead and leave. I don't mind. Actually, I prefer to die alone. I don't need you hovering about as I go.
You know, Mom, you're very good with the guilt.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But it's not going to change my mind.
Russell and Bert re-enter and cross to Dewey.
All right, old man, up and out. It's time for the chair.
Find something else. I just sat down.
But it's time.
I'm comfy here. It's the only decent seat in the house. You can come back for it later.
To Charlie.
Whatever happened to civility?
It's still around. We just don't use it very much.
Russell picks up the end table and exits. Bert picks up the floor lamp, but falters.
You all right, Bert?
Yeah, just a little dizzy. I haven't done this much work in a while.
Well, sit down. Here, let's take a break.
Listen to the doctor. He knows what he's saying.
Charlie leads Bert to the sofa where he sits beside Midge.
I'll get some water.
He exits to the kitchen.
All right, Bert?
Bert nods.
Don't worry about this. I'll take it.
Thanks.
Charlie picks up the floor lamp and exits out the front door. There's an awkward pause as Midge and Bert sit side by side on the sofa together. They look at one another and smile, referring to his fatigues.
So, you were in the service?
Yes, ma'am. 1st Infantry, 3 tours in Afghanistan.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
So, why are you homeless then?
My time in the service was up.
Nowhere to go?
No, ma'am.
No family?
Not on Earth.
Dewey re-enters from the kitchen in a saucepan of water and hands it to Bert.
Here, this is the best I could do. All the cups have been packed away.
Thanks.
He drinks.
Don't the veterans look after you?
Not so much.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. They got more important things to focus on.
I don't think they do. You know, our daughter-in-law is in the Navy.
Katie?
You know about Katie?
Russell probably told you all about her.
It's very depressing. We don't talk about it.
She had a heart attack, you know.
I said we don't talk about it.
He doesn't talk about it. I don't mind. What's done is done. She got through 4 years in the military without a scratch on her. Then a couple of years ago, they were hit by a truck on the interstate. Her heart gave out and she died right there in the wreckage, right there beside him.
And now he feels guilty because, despite being a doctor, he couldn't save her.
You're very perspective.
But you're starting to smell.
Re-entering through the front door.
How you doing, Bert? You okay?
Yeah, thanks. I'm all right. Sometimes a little break is all you need to see the light. You know?
Bert hands the pan to Dewey and exits out the front door. Dewey exits into the kitchen with the pan.
He's homeless.
I know.
That means he has no home.
I realize that.
How does someone go home again if they have no home to go home to?
Charlie goes to tape another box. Dewey re-enters.
Charlie, you realize that New Zealand is in the southern hemisphere?
Yes, I am aware of that.
The water goes in the other direction down there.
I know.
God only knows where it ends up. And you'll get snow in the summer. You know that, don't you?
Actually, it'll be winter down there, so it'll make perfect sense.
Russell and Bert re-enter and cross to the coffee table.
And while we're drinking eggnog and having a white Christmas here, you'll be wearing a Speedo and running your air conditioner.
When have I ever worn a Speedo?
No man should wear a Speedo.
I own a Speedo.
You're proving my point.
Russell and Bert exit out the front door with the coffee table.
Charlie, the thing is, your seasons will be all upside down. Your body won't acclimate. You'll be confused for the rest of your life.
I'm sure I'll get used to it in time.
Don't be sure. Your cousin Audrey moved to Texas 10 years ago, and she never has been the same since.
Let me ask you something. How long are you going to be down there for? What are you thinking? 2 years? 5 years? 10 years?
I thought I explained this. We're not moving there for a few years. We're moving there permanently. We're immigrating.
Emigrating?
Yes, it means leaving your country of origin.
I know what emigrate means. It means you're leaving.
But we'll come back and visit from time to time.
What, are you going to become citizens down there? What are they called? Emus or penguins or something?
Kiwis.
You want to become a Kiwi?
Sure, why not?
They don't even fly.
I've been an eagle my whole life and I haven't soared yet, so what's the difference?
Russell and Bert re-enter, closing the front door behind them.
We're taking a break. Is that pan still in the kitchen?
Help yourself.
Russell and Bert exit into the kitchen.
So wait a minute, Charlie. Let me get this straight. You and my only grandson are moving halfway around the world to become citizens in another country.
That's right.
No more baseball or apple pie, 4th of July.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? I'll tell you what's wrong with that. You're not a Kiwi, you're an American. People don't leave the United States, people are fighting to get in. This is where the rest of the world wants to be. You're damn lucky you're already here. Immigrants are working their asses off, lining up at the border just for the chance to get into this country. And why? Because it's the best damn country in the world. That's why.
Maybe years ago.
America's the best country in the world, period.
It's not the same country I grew up in. I mean, maybe you don't see it that way.
No, I don't. And you know why? Because I fought to make this country what it is, and I'm damn proud of that.
And you should be. But are you proud of the country you ended up with?
Yes, I am, damn it. I spent 18 months overseas while you were filling up diapers. I saw friends standing next to me get shot in the head and buried in the mud. I took a sniper slug in my ass for this country, and you want to insinuate it was all for nothing. I believe in this country, Charlie. I did then. I still do. Where else can you raise a son, give him every possible advantage, a home and a job and freedom, in a country that puts no limits on the extent of the success he can achieve? That's what I gave you, the American dream. And what did I end up with? A fussy little prick who's willing to turn his back on everything I fought for. I will not have you tell me that shot in my ass was taken in vain. You know what your problem is, Charlie? You've had it too good. You've had it too easy. You've never sacrificed a damn thing for this country. You've never given to it, you've only taken from it. And now, when it's not giving you what you want, you're willing to turn your back and bury it in the mud. You want to immigrate? Go immigrate, but don't put the blame on this country. Put the blame on yourself for not making it the America you want it to be.
The doorbell rings.
There's the doorbell again. Everybody scatter. I'll be in the John.
Dewey exits into the bathroom. Charlie starts for the door. Midge stops him.
Charlie, you can't move to New Zealand.
Why not?
Because I'll miss you.
Well, that's very sweet. But that's not a reason.
Here's a reason. You're allergic to shellfish.
They eat more than shellfish.
And you haven't gotten your shots.
I don't need shots for New Zealand.
And you don't know the language.
They speak English.
You're too tall, you're too old, you're turning gray, and you're fat.
Insignificant, all of them. And I'm not fat.
And you drink too much.
Yeah, well, they'll love me. I'll fit right in.
A knock on the door.
Here's why you can't go. Because you're a red-blooded American, Charlie, that's why. And that's never going to change. No matter where your outside is, your inside will always be American.
Poking her head in the door.
Hello?
Oh, Lindsay, thank God you're here. Come in, dear, come in.
What's going on?
Don't ask me, ask your boyfriend.
Charlie?
Well,
He's moving. That's what's going on. He's leaving all of this behind and moving to a foreign country.
New Zealand?
Yes, it's a foreign country. I thought it was in Jersey too, but no thought or consideration for anyone else. He's flying the coop to become an ostrich or a peacock or something.
A kiwi.
Whatever. You don't serve them on Thanksgiving. God forbid you should stay and look after me in my golden years.
Russell and Bert enter from the kitchen. Together they cross to the sofa, pick it up, and head for the front door.
Russell will still be around, won't he?
Oh dear God, don't get me started. That boy couldn't help someone unless they were already dead.
Hello?
Hello, sweetie.
To Charlie.
He's been here all morning. Why does he keep saying that?
Russell and Bert exit with the sofa.
You know what, Midge? Maybe this would be a good time for some tea. Would you like some tea, Midge?
That would be lovely, dear. Thank you.
Good. Why don't you go make some?
Oh, I see what you're doing. All right, fine. You carry on with your Manhattan project, but when it blows up in your face, don't come crying to me.
To Charlie's face.
Oh, you make me so angry sometimes, Charlie Bump. I could just scream.
Charlie and Lindsay watch Midge storm off into the kitchen. They look at one another. Slight pause.
So,
And
There. I did it.
she
I
exits
screamed.
back into the kitchen.
Well, I'm glad she got that out of her system.
so Charlie, rumor has it that you're moving. Wanna fill me in?
We've talked about this, Lindsay, many times. You know how I feel.
Yeah, how America's gone to pot and all that. I know. You've been talking about it for as long as I've known you. But you're actually going to leave?
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
For New Zealand.
Yes.
And were you planning on telling me?
No.
Ever.
Never. And if my mom hadn't called you, you still wouldn't know.
That's very mature of you. So you're just going to disappear, is that it? Evaporate into thin air and pretend
Waving her hand between them, referring to their relationship.
this never happened?
Well,
Let's cut to the chase, Charlie. You're breaking up with me, is that it?
well, not directly.
Indirectly?
Well, I don't want to. But I suppose it's somewhat inherent in with me leaving the country.
Yes, it certainly is.
I know it looks bad.
It really does.
And I know it sounds bad.
You've got me there too.
But I know you don't want to leave. You said so many times, and I don't want to stay. So in an effort to avoid this very conversation, I made a choice. I'm sorry.
Bert enters through the front door and without saying a word goes to one end of the living room rug and begins to roll it up, forcing Lindsay and Charlie, who are standing on it, to slowly sidle farther and farther to one side over the course of their conversation.
It's okay, that's fine. We didn't have any formal commitment to each other. I suppose if you want to get up and go, get up and go.
You're angry now, aren't you?
Well, of course I'm angry. I'm a middle-aged, divorced woman with 2 kids. Women in my situation don't get many second chances at serious relationships. You got my hopes all the way up.
I said I'm sorry. I don't know what else to do.
Why don't you kiss her?
You realize there's a man in fatigues robbing me blind right now.
That's Bert Kirkle.
What?
Bert, space, Kirkle. Bert Kirkle. Nice to meet you.
Russell re-enters.
Hey, Lindsay. Long time no see.
Hello, Russell.
Say, you know, I'm not leaving the country. I'll still be around.
Good for you.
Maybe we could meet in the city for a drink sometime. I mean, now that Charlie's on the way out.
Gee, Russell, I don't think that's possible.
Why not?
I don't want to.
To Charlie.
I can see why you're leaving.
Russell helps Bert roll the rug.
I think I'll go help Midge with that tea before she feels the need to scream again.
Lindsay heads for the kitchen as Midge re-enters.
Don't bother. He's packed everything away. The best I could get was tepid water from the faucet.
Approaching,
Hey, you! I need a kettle, a cup, and a tea bag. You think you can find those for me in that big truck of yours?
What's in it for me?
You're negotiating?
One date. You give me one date and I'll give you everything you asked for.
I'd rather die.
A kiss.
God, no.
A hug.
I'll shake your hand.
Deal.
he holds out his hand to shake it on the deal.
Tea first.
Russell turns to go, then grabs the armchair and exits through the front door. Bert continues with the rug, taping it up so it doesn't unravel. Dewey re-enters from the bathroom.
Don't anyone go in there for at least 20 minutes. Oh, hello, Lindsay.
Hi, Dewey.
So, I guess you heard Charlie's moving to New Zealand.
I did hear a rumor to that effect.
Listen, Dad, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you angry. I know the shrapnel in your ass means a lot to you.
I got a Purple Heart for that chunk of metal, and that it helped me get through the detectors at the airport.
Do you still have it?
What, my Purple Heart? Yeah, sure, it's somewhere, I don't know.
I've still got mine.
He pulls a Purple Heart medal from his pocket.
You were injured?
I was in a transport plane headed to the front. We got shot down over the ocean. I shattered both my knees on impact.
Oh my God.
It's okay though. They gave me a very nice set of replacements. They can't do everything, but they get me around. The only thing I miss is that I can't run. I used to love to run. I could really fly. I can walk anywhere I want now, but I can't run.
To Charlie.
None of us can.
Charlie picks up an empty box and heads into his bedroom. Russell, carrying a box, re-enters and goes to Lindsay.
Everything your heart desires is in this little box.
Oh, if it were only that easy.
Russell hands her the box and extends his hand. Reluctantly, she takes it.
Oh, yes. Oh, this is lovely. Do you feel it too?
No.
Oh, I could hold your hand all day.
I'd chop it off before then. All right, Russell, you're starting to drool. Time's up.
Oh, it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
He pulls her hand close and kisses it.
Oh, dear God.
Lindsay exits into the kitchen with the box. Charlie re-enters from the bedroom with a filled tape box. Russell and Bert pick up the rug and exit out the front door.
So, Charlie, if you're so angry about how things are being done, why don't you stay and fight for this country instead of running away from it?
How do you suggest I do that?
I don't know. Protest if you don't like something.
Protest? Really? You think that actually works?
Your mother and I went to a lot of protests back in the day.
I recommend you don't wear heels.
Bert enters through the front door of the four-wheel dolly and crosses to the kitchen.
Did they change anything?
I like to think they did.
And when am I going to find time to protest?
You don't find time, Charlie. You make time.
He exits into the kitchen.
He's right, you know.
I barely have time to make dinner. I don't have time to march on Washington.
That's how democracies work.
With the problems in this country has, I'd be marching the rest of my life.
Bert re-enters from the kitchen empty-handed, having left the dolly in the kitchen, and goes to Charlie.
You can't just take, Charlie. You gotta give back, too.
Even the Son of Man didn't come to be served, but to serve.
All stare at him.
Why are you talking?
Charlie shoves the box into his hands. Bert exits with it.
We've got a lot of obvious problems in this country that the government should be able to solve without me having to point them out every time.
You're lazy. A democracy doesn't run itself. People have to participate. Otherwise, chaos.
The problem is I no longer have faith that this country can actually solve its problems.
That's fine. So, don't move to New Zealand. Stay here and be dissatisfied with the rest of the Democrats.
Russell and Bert re-enter and head for the kitchen to retrieve the refrigerator.
I don't want to be dissatisfied. I want the government to do its job.
Sometimes you can't wait on the government. Sometimes you can solve the problem yourself.
Charlie glares at him.
Just passing through.
Russell and Bert are gone.
It's true, this country's not perfect, but in general, we're doing okay.
We've got major problems in this country.
Every country's got major problems. Look at Russia, look at China. You think you won't have problems in New Zealand? Of course you will.
Yeah, but not on the scale that we have them here. Mass shootings, abortion rights, fossil fuels, and the list goes on and on. Which do you solve first?
Talking in libraries.
What?
People don't even try to be quiet anymore. It's like a madhouse in there.
That's true. You need earplugs just to find a book nowadays.
One of the first rules you learn. Be quiet in the library.
Oh, people have no couth anymore.
Couth. You can't find people with couth.
You want people with couth?
Well, I don't want people without couth.
People without couth should be sent to an island.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So gun control, public health, global warming, none of those matter.
Of course they matter, but those problems will solve themselves.
How? know?
I don't know. Someone will come along. Someone always does.
And what if they don't?
I won't care. I'll be dead by then. Let Jimmy figure it out. He's a smart kid.
Russell and Bert enter from the kitchen, guiding a refrigerator on a four-wheel dolly.
Give me a sec.
He exits into the bathroom.
Charlie, moving to another country is not going to make your life better. It's only going to make your life different.
Calling from inside the bathroom.
Oh, Dad! I said 20 minutes. Has it been 20 minutes?
Come on, Dewey, give me a hand.
What? Where are we going?
Out to the car.
Why?
I have an idea.
The last time you said that, we had Russell.
Midge and Dewey exit out the front door. Charlie crosses to a box that happens to be near Bert. To Charlie.
Sorry about your wife.
What about my wife?
She died, huh?
Did Russell tell you that?
And she was pretty too, yeah?
Pretty as,
As a warm summer evening.
have we met before?
Not yet. But now you have this new lady friend, huh?
What about her?
Well, are you going to marry her? Or is that none of my business?
You seem to have all the answers. You tell me.
Charlie, if I had all the answers, I wouldn't be here. No, it's you who has all the answers. I'm just here to help.
What makes you so curious about my life? Haven't you got other things to worry about?
No.
Well, find some.
Charlie picks up the box and exits up the hallway with it as Midge and Dewey re-enter with two folding beach chairs. They open them up and sit.
I keep them in the trunk.
This might be the best idea you've ever had.
Re-entering.
All right, let's go.
Russell and Bert wheel a refrigerator out the front door. Lindsay enters from the kitchen with a cup of tea.
Here you go, Midge. A nice warm cup of tea.
Thank you, dear. That's very sweet of you.
Calling from the other room.
Lindsay, can you grab a roll of tape for me?
What? No honey?
Careful of the door there.
Calling to Charlie.
Duct tape? You're using duct tape?
Lindsay exits into Charlie's bedroom.
Yep, I see it.
Who brings a person tea without honey?
Up we go into the wild blue yonder,
Climbing high into the sun.
Russell and Bert are gone.
That little guy's starting to grow on me.
Don't tell the neighbors that.
Charlie, carrying a tape box, and Lindsay re-enter from the bedroom mid-conversation.
But Charlie, America's the greatest country in the world.
Is it?
Of course it is.
Why?
Why what?
You're fighting a losing battle, Lindsay.
Why is this the greatest country in the world? Simply because we've been told that since grade school?
Are you insinuating we've been brainwashed?
All I'm saying is that there are other countries in the world that seem to be doing just as well as us, but without the baggage.
What baggage?
School shootings, conspiracy theories, Congress.
Going to him.
Charlie, you've got to pick your battles. Otherwise, you'll give yourself an ulcer. Here, have some tea, dear.
I don't want any tea, thank you.
I don't either. There's no honey.
She exits into the kitchen to find honey.
It's about quality of life, Charlie, and our quality is pretty damn high here.
You think so? Do you know where America ranks in terms of life expectancy among other civilized nations? Take a guess.
How should I know? What, third, fifth? Probably somewhere in the top 10.
45th.
No.
Right between Guam and Brunei.
Those are civilized nations.
Italy's third, Spain is sixth, the U.S. is 45th. We die faster than almost anybody else on Earth.
And you know why that is? Because we work harder than those other lazy bums. While they're sitting around sipping wine and taking siestas, we're running the world.
Well, maybe we shouldn't be. Maybe that's our problem. Maybe we're working too hard.
Midge re-enters from the kitchen with her teacup.
Oh, you're full of nuts.
But you're out of honey.
Russell and Bert re-enter through the front door with a four-wheel dolly and cross to the kitchen door.
If you don't work hard, you don't stay number one.
Do you know what we're number one in? Drug use, incarcerations, rapes, obesity, mass murders. Not really a list you want to top.
You're living in the past, Charlie. Things have changed.
Come join us in the present. It's very nice up here.
Charlie glares at him.
Never mind.
Russell and Bert exit into the kitchen. Continuing on to Dewey.
What's more, We have enough guns in this country for every man, woman, and child to own one. That's ridiculous.
Pulling a handgun from his pocket.
Well, of course we do. How the hell are we supposed to protect ourselves if we don't have our guns?
What the hell is that?
It's a toothbrush. What does it look like? It's a gun, you idiot.
You own a gun.
You don't?
No, what are you doing with a gun?
What do you think I'm doing with it? I'm protecting myself.
From what?
Whatever. You never know. A threat can show up out of nowhere.
Is it loaded?
Well, it'd be pretty damn useless if it wasn't loaded.
You're carrying around a loaded handgun in my house.
I've been carrying around this gun with me every day since 9/11.
That's insane.
No, that's common sense.
What if it accidentally goes off?
How's it gonna go off? I keep it in my pants.
Isn't that dangerous?
To Lindsay,
Nothing goes off in his pants.
handing her the teacup.
Here, dear. Thanks anyway, but without honey, it's just water.
Lindsay rolls her eyes, takes the cup, and exits into the kitchen.
Besides, it's got a lock on it so accidents can't happen. See this little red button? That's the lock.
And it's locked right now?
Of course it is.
Then how can you protect yourself?
I unlock it
When?
when there's a threat.
So if out of nowhere you're suddenly attacked by a mugger, what are you going to do? Say to this guy, excuse me for a sec while I unlock this thing so I can protect myself from you.
No, smartass, you undo the lock ahead of time.
But how do you know ahead of time something bad's going to happen?
I don't. That's why I carry a gun.
But it's locked!
For my own protection.
Your conversation is going in circles.
Come with me. I've got the NRA's newsletter in my car. There's an article in there on this very subject.
You join the NRA? What are you?
Dewey and Charlie exit out the front door. Lindsay re-enters from the kitchen and holds the door open for Russell and Bert, who guide a stove on a four-wheel dolly through the doorway, across the room and out the front door. They are mid-conversation, answering Bert's question with a laugh.
Oh no, Bert. I'm just Christian for the holidays. You know, Christmas, Easter, Mardi Gras. There's no fasting or chanting or food restrictions. It's the perfect religion for a girl on the go.
Russell and Bert are gone.
So, why aren't you going with him?
With who? Charlie? Oh, Midge, there are so many reasons. But mostly, I guess, because of my boys. David's going to be a senior this fall. Danny's already in college and dating a lovely girl. They're going to get married someday and give me grandkids. Why would I leave that?
But don't you love my son?
Yes, Midge, I love your son very much, but I can't change his mind, and I've tried.
Try harder.
Bert re-enters carrying a flowered sundress and hands it to Lindsay.
Excuse me, I found this on the ground out there. Must have fallen out of a box.
Oh, isn't this pretty?
As pretty as a warm summer evening.
I'll put it in the bedroom. We'll pack it up with the other things later. Thanks.
She exits into the bedroom.
That was one of Katie's, Charlie's favorite.
I know. I'm sorry, but Russell asked me to grab the chairs.
Referring to the beach chairs.
These chairs? My chairs?
I'm sorry. He told Charlie he'd clean the whole place out.
Rising from her beach chair.
And he's going to look after me when I get old? I'm screwed. All right. Put them by my car. I'll get them later.
Charlie and Dewey re-enter mid-conversation. After folding them up, Bert exits out the front door with the two beach chairs.
Oh, there's always been corruption. You think there wasn't corruption when Kennedy was in office, or Johnson, or Nixon? Of course there was.
Yeah, but it was different then.
How was it different?
People still believed it was wrong.
It is wrong.
And they spoke out against it.
I'm speaking right now.
And people went to jail or resigned. Nowadays, you get a slap on the wrist and it's back to the Senate.
It's just that people knew how to hide it better back then, that's all.
That's true. Nixon was very good at that.
Nixon was good, but damn Clinton was a master. You never knew what the hell that bastard was up to.
Russell and Bert re-enter and head towards the hallway, pointing to a couple of boxes.
Hey, Dad, would you mind taking those last two boxes out to the truck? I need to help Bert in the bedroom.
Russell and Bert exit into the bedroom.
Yeah, all right. Come on, old woman, give me a hand.
Who are you talking to?
Is there another old woman here? Come on, grab a box. Women say they want equality. This is equality.
Dewey and Mitch each pick up a box and head towards the front door.
You stick in my craw.
Don't give me any ideas.
Dewey and Mitch are gone. Lindsay enters from the bedroom holding a colorful box with her name written on it.
What is this?
I came across some of your things while I was packing up, so I put them in a box for you.
But you had no intention of telling me you were leaving.
I know.
So how was I going to get this?
Russell was going to drop it off on his way out of town.
Oh my God, I get it now.
You get what?
Everything. You don't love me, do you?
What?
You don't love me. That's why it's so easy for you to get up and go.
No, this has nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
And it wasn't an easy decision at all.
But if you thought there was a future for us, you wouldn't leave.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't. Nobody walks away from love.
I love you.
But you don't love me enough.
Dewey and Midge re-enter through the front door and stop.
You could cut the tension with a knife.
It's all right. I was just leaving. I'll get my purse and get out of your way.
Lindsay exits into the kitchen with the box. Dewey and Midge come into the room.
Maybe you should have told her sooner.
You think?
Russell and Bert are seen up the hallway struggling with a floppy king-size mattress.
Hey there, little help?
Dewey, Midge, and Charlie go to help.
Oh my God, Russell, be careful. Don't hurt yourself.
Oh, too late for that.
Wait a minute. Try picking it up.
You can't pick it up. It's like a giant slice of Velveeta.
Good God, Charlie, how do you sleep on this thing?
But it's fine when it's horizontal.
What are you grabbing at?
Anything I can get my hands on.
Oh, that was me.
Sorry.
Biggest thrill I've had in weeks. Do it again.
Listen, let's push it up against the wall for a minute so we can all catch our breath.
With appropriate ad-libs, the group succeeds in standing the mattress up vertically against one wall. To Russell.
So what's the plan?
To get it out the front door.
We'd have better luck rolling it up and throwing it out the window.
Why don't we try sliding it?
All right, let's try. Everybody grab a corner. Okay, ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Working together, the group manages to slide the upright mattress in the middle of the room.
Okay, now turn towards the door.
As they attempt to redirect it, the floppy mattress begins to waver. Ad-libs of concern begin to crescendo as the mattress eventually falls over on top of the group, trapping them underneath. Charlie and Bert's heads are revealed sticking out beside one another. Bert looks to Charlie.
So, when you pet a kitty, do you pet it for the kitty's sake or your own?
Staring at him in disbelief.
What?
Something to think about, Charlie.
Lindsay! Lindsay, come help!
Entering from the kitchen.
Oh my God, are you all right? What are you doing?
We're having an orgy. What do you think we're doing? Help me get this thing off us, will you?
General ad-libs as Lindsay helps the group stand the mattress back up.
All right, out the door.
Together, the group manages to maneuver the floppy mattress towards the door. Ad-libs accompany the struggle. At times, it almost appears as if the mattress is fighting against being taken captive. After some serious maneuvering, the group eventually succeeds in getting the mattress out the front door, leaving the stage completely empty. After a moment, Midge returns exhausted, her hair jumbled. She looks around for somewhere to sit. Seeing no seat, she plops herself down on the floor. Lindsay re-enters.
Are you all right?
This move is going to be the death of me.
You and me both. Well, Midge, you take care. I hope everything works out the way it's supposed to.
What are you talking about? Where are you going?
There's no reason for me to stay. Charlie's mind is made up.
Of course there's a reason to stay. You're the only one pretty enough to change his mind. Shut up. Sit down.
Stumped by this comment, Lindsay sits. Charlie and Dewey re-enter through the front door.
Listen, if you move again, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
A piercing high-pitched sound comes from Charlie's phone.
Good God, what's that noise?
It's my phone.
It's a horrible ringtone.
Another emergency alert goes off, then another.
There goes mine.
What's going on?
Oh my God, my phone is screaming at me. What's happening?
It's an emergency alert.
No emergency needs this much alert.
Russell and Bert re-enter, holding his phone.
Hey, you getting this too?
Reading his phone.
Oh my God. There's an active shooter.
What?
Where?
At Jimmy's church.
Right now?
Jimmy's church?
His day camp.
First congregational.
It says to shelter in place.
The hell with that, I'm going down. Where are my keys?
In the kitchen.
Charlie runs into the kitchen, calling after Charlie.
I'll go with you.
I'll take my own car.
To Midge.
You want to go with me, Midge?
Yeah,
To Dewey.
I'll ride with Lindsay.
Lindsay and Midge exit. Russell starts for the door. To Russell.
Where the hell you going?
To the church.
You're not going anywhere.
Why not?
Entering from the kitchen, running to the front door.
Are you coming, Dad?
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Charlie exits out the front door.
You gotta stay here and put all this stuff back.
What?
All his furniture. He's not moving now, not after this. Are you kidding me? Jimmy could be hurt or in the hospital or even whatever. You two need to stay and put all his stuff back so he has a home to come home to. Now!
Dewey runs out the front door, closing it behind him. sitting on the floor.
Oh my God.
He looks to Bert.
I'm gonna need more food.
The lights fade to black. End of Act 1. Act 2, Scene 1. The same Staten Island home later that day. The living room furniture and its belongings have been restored although nothing is where it was. Furniture is in different places, facing different directions, and boxes are seemingly everywhere. The refrigerator and stove sit in the living room outside the kitchen door, not quite making it back to their original locations. The rolled-up rug stands in a corner, and the two paintings lean up against a wall. At Rise, Russell and Bert are seated on the sofa, exhausted, having just retrieved the last of the furniture. Enter Midge through the open door, followed by Charlie and Jimmy.
He left the door wide open.
To Russell.
You left the door wide open.
Hi, Uncle Russ.
How you doing, kiddo?
Great.
Great, huh? Oh, wouldn't have thought that under the circumstances.
What's with the furniture?
Everything's backwards and upside down. It's making me nauseous.
Dad told me to put it back.
Like
He
this?
said you weren't moving anymore.
Why would he say that?
Because of what just happened. Nope.
No, it only makes me more determined. If you want this stuff, get it out of here now.
Charlie hustles Jimmy down the hall and into his bedroom.
Oh my God.
Bert gets up, picks up the two paintings, and exits out the front door, just as Lindsay enters with several bags of fast food.
Hello, Lindsay.
No, Russell.
She exits in the kitchen. To Midge.
So, where's Dad?
He won't be around for a while.
Why not? Is he all right?
Your father got arrested.
Arrested? For what?
Brandishing a firearm.
Charlie returns from the bedroom.
Why?
He raced into the church, waving his gun around like a madman.
Did he shoot someone?
No, he forgot to take the lock off.
So, who saved Jimmy?
You did.
I did?
Fortunately for us, you're an idiot.
Thank you.
You dropped Jimmy off at the wrong church, bonehead.
That's impossible.
With you, anything's possible.
Lindsay re-enters from the kitchen.
How could you mess up such a simple little job?
I don't know. I saw Bert outside the church. When I pulled over to talk to him, Jimmy jumped out. So I assumed it was the right place.
He jumped out because he saw a friend of his.
Well, how was I supposed to know that?
So even though shots were fired at Jimmy's day camp,
Jimmy enters and stands in the hallway.
Jimmy was safe, sipping apple juice with the Catholics a block and a half away. That's why they called this morning, to let me know he was there.
Bert re-enters to the front door and stands in the doorway.
You finally did something right, and it was a complete mistake.
By the time I got back, you'd already driven off.
Well, what are you doing out here?
I'm hungry. Who's that?
Bert Kirkle.
What?
Never mind.
To Jimmy.
Come with me. I just drove through Wendy's and brought one of everything. Bert, you'd better come along too. I see a lot of work in your future.
To Charlie as he passes.
It wasn't a mistake, Charlie.
Lindsay, Jimmy, and Bert exit into the kitchen.
So what happened?
We don't know. We found Jimmy and they hustled us out of there. Maybe it's on TV.
He looks
Where is the TV?
In your bedroom.
Why?
I don't know.
Russell exits into the bedroom. Midge, seated, pulls out a bottle of wine out of her purse.
What is that?
It's a bottle of wine. What does it look like?
You're drinking wine now?
I live by a very simple philosophy. Start with coffee, end with wine, and every day will be just fine. I came up with that myself.
But it's noon.
It's been a very stressful morning.
And all the glasses are packed away.
Pulling a straw from her purse,
That's all right. I've got straw.
she unscrews the bottle, puts in her straw, and proceeds to sip.
This is wrong on so many levels.
Don't judge. Someday you'll be my age.
Russell and I are going to watch the news to see if we can find out what happened. You want to join us?
Oh, no thanks. I don't watch TV anymore. I'm fine right here. You boys go ahead.
What?
What?
You don't watch TV?
No.
At all?
No.
Why not?
Why not? Well, it's all so violent nowadays. The movies are violent, the news is violent, even the commercials are violent. I don't need all that negativity in my life. So, I just stopped.
Where do you get your news from then? Newspapers?
Newspapers? Are those still around?
Some?
Do they still make your fingers black with ink?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. No, from your father. He tells me what's going on. That's all I need.
Oh my God, you can't listen to him. He's worse than Fox News.
Oh, he likes Fox News. All the girls wear short skirts on there.
Jimmy enters from the kitchen.
Dad, can I go outside and play?
No, not right now, buddy.
Why not?
It isn't a good time. Go play in your room.
I don't even recognize my room. Everything's in boxes.
Well, go unpack a box and see what you find. It'll be like a treasure hunt.
I hate treasure hunts.
Do it anyway.
What are you talking about? You can't make the boy a prisoner in his own home. Let him go outside.
Speaking in code so Jimmy doesn't catch on.
There is someone out and about right now with bad intentions, and I think it's best for him to stay inside. Don't you?
Oh, for God's sakes, that's miles away. If I'd raised you the way you're raising him, I'd be a much older woman.
I think that wine has gone to your head.
Well, I certainly hope so. Come on, Jimmy, I'll go with you. We can all use a little more sunshine today.
Midge and Jimmy exit out the front door. Bert enters from the kitchen, calling after them.
Okay, but only in the backyard.
Mr. Bump,
Jesus, you just show up out of nowhere, don't you?
I have a question for you.
What is it, Bert?
When you pet a kitty,
Oh my God, not the kitty again.
well, do you pet it to make the kitty feel good or to make yourself feel good?
What is wrong with you?
Well, they haven't diagnosed it yet. Still, I think you'd be happier if you'd pet the kitty for the kitty's sake instead of for your own.
Bert, can we just stop with all the psycho kitty babble?
It's not babble if you understand.
Listen, Bert, please, just do your job, okay? That's all I ask.
You are my job.
Bert takes the floor lamp and exits out the front door. Lindsay enters from the kitchen.
Do you want to come eat something?
No, thanks. I'm not hungry. I'm gonna go watch some news with Russell.
How can you not be hungry? You haven't eaten all day.
I thought you were mad at me.
I am.
Then why do you care if I eat?
I'm trying to fatten you up so I get a good price for you at Thanksgiving.
She turns to go back into the kitchen.
Hey, I'm sorry.
For what exactly? For not sticking around or for sticking around too long?
Both, probably.
You're an easy man to love, Charlie Bump, but you're a pain in the ass to like.
Lindsay heads for the kitchen as Russell re-enters from the bedroom.
Hey, I just saw Dad on TV.
Dewey enters through the front door.
Hey, I just saw you on TV.
Yeah, well, don't make a habit of it. Let me sit down.
General commotion. Midge and Bert, having seen Dewey arrive, follow him in the front door.
Dewey, sit down.
Here, Dad, sit down.
I am. I'm sitting down. What the hell's with the furniture in here?
You told me to put it back.
Not like this, I didn't.
Are you okay, Dad?
Give me a sec, would you? Let me catch my breath.
All right, take your time.
To Midge.
Where's Jimmy?
He's fine. I chained him to the swing set.
Jesus, what a hell of a day.
To Charlie.
First you, then Jimmy, now the police. This is the worst 4th of July in the history of 4th of Julys.
What happened, Dad?
A real-life hero I was, racing in there to save those kids. And they arrested me like a common criminal.
You ran into the church full of children with a loaded gun. Of course they're gonna arrest you.
They even locked me in a jail cell. What the hell is that? No respect at all. But I got my revenge.
How'd you do that?
In confidence to Russell.
I used their bathroom before I left.
Where's your gun now?
They confiscated his evidence.
Evidence of what?
That your father's crazy.
So what happened? Did they catch the guy or what?
Dewey takes no pleasure in relating this.
It was a kid.
A kid?
Oh my God.
There was no gunman. It was a 10-year-old boy. He found his father's handgun, took it to camp for show and tell, and just started shooting. He thought it was a toy. 2 kids were injured, and he shot himself in the foot. It's a miracle no one was killed.
One of those kids could have been Jimmy.
I wouldn't have let that happen, Charlie.
His father came down to retrieve him, and they all ended up at the police station. That family will never be the same.
It's so sad.
Midge sips her wine. We hear the gargling of an empty bottle being sucked by a straw.
Is anybody hungry? I've got burgers and fries getting cold in the kitchen.
Helping him to his feet.
Come on, Dewey. You've had a stressful day. Let's get you something to eat.
General hubbub as Midge and Dewey exit into the kitchen, followed by Lindsay. Bert exits out the front door with the rolled up rug. Charlie and Russell sit slumped side by side on the sofa.
What happened to this country, Russ? We used to be so nice to each other.
You care too much, Charlie. That's your problem. You gotta let it go. Live in the moment like I do. You know what you need?
What?
An antidepressant.
Seriously?
I've been on one for a couple of years and it's made all the difference in the world.
In what way?
Most things I don't care about so much anymore.
And that's better than caring?
Caring is so much work.
It is. It's exhausting, but isn't it better than the alternative?
Take a few of these pills and you won't think so.
Bert re-enters through the open front door. He and Russell pick up the coffee table and exit out the front door with it as Midge and Dewey enter from the kitchen with a bag of food and sit at the dining table to eat.
Come on, Dewey. Sit right here. Have a seat and relax. You'll feel better after you eat.
How you doing, Dad?
Apparently, I'll be just fine after I eat.
Charlie, come join us. Are you hungry? Do you want something?
Charlie sits at the table with them.
Maybe in a little bit.
Look at us. Isn't this nice? Just like it used to be.
Russell's not here.
Don't spoil the moment.
Russell and Bert re-enter and cross to the stove and proceed to wheel it out the front door as Midge and Dewey eat.
Hey, Dad. Thanks.
For what?
For what you did earlier. It was really brave of you, even if it turned out Jimmy wasn't there.
It would have been nice to know that ahead of time.
Well, your effort didn't go unnoticed.
Well, that's what you do for people you love. You save them if you can.
Yeah. You can.
Charlie is lost in thought.
Hey, it wasn't your fault.
I know.
Slight pause. Russell and Bert re-enter and cross to the armchair.
Hey, Charlie, if you're gonna put this house on the market, you should really throw some water on that lawn of yours. It's all brown.
It's not dry. It just needs fertilizer.
You should get that stuff Dad uses. I mean, you can't walk on it afterwards because it'll melt your shoes, but it looks great from a distance.
Russell and Bert exit out the front door with the chair. To Dewey.
You're not still putting chemicals on your lawn, are you?
What's wrong with that?
They're bad for the environment, you know.
They've been saying that for decades.
Nothing has changed. They're still bad.
And corporate America creates environmentally friendly fertilizer that's cheaper than the chemicals, then I'll switch.
So, when it affects your pocketbook.
Exactly. I can't afford to save the planet all by myself.
It's just grass.
I like grass.
At the expense of the environment?
What changes society is not desire, it's dollars.
Russell and Bert re-enter and cross to the refrigerator.
Charlie, if you're so determined to leave, why don't you ask Lindsay to go with you?
Oh, don't do that.
Was I talking to you? She seems to really like you, Charlie.
I already have. She doesn't want to go.
Aw, that's too bad.
Russell and Bert exit out the front door with the refrigerator.
Ask her again. You never know. You know, your father had to propose to me 3 times before I said yes. Sometimes women need a little nudge.
I've already nudged.
And?
And she threatened to run me over.
With a car?
Yes, with a car. What else would she run me over with?
I don't know, a riding mower.
A riding mower?
That would be awfully messy.
Not if the bag's attached.
I'm pretty sure she meant car. No, listen. Jimmy and I are going it alone. And we're going to be just fine. You'll see.
From your mouth to God's ear.
Russell and Bert re-enter and go to the dining table.
We've got to take the table now, folks. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We were mostly done anyway. Bring your trash to the kitchen, Dewey.
To Russell on his exit.
Don't let Lindsay near the riding mower.
Dewey and Midge get up from the table, gather their things, and exit into the kitchen. Russell and Bert attempt to take the table when Bert falters.
Are you all right, Bert? Still dizzy?
It comes and goes. I'll be all right.
Take a break. We'll get the table in a minute.
Russell picks up 2 dining chairs and exits out the front door. Bert sits on the sofa.
You want some water?
No, thanks.
There's plenty of food in the kitchen if you're hungry.
I'm okay, thanks.
Sitting beside Bert on the sofa.
Well, if you change your mind, let me know.
It seems odd to me, Charlie, that you'd leave such a nice place as this with such a nice family like yours, and a nice woman who loves you. Why is that?
Bert, with all due respect, you couldn't possibly understand my life.
Well, I don't know. Seems pretty clear to me. You lost your wife, you quit your job, you find fault with everything in society, and now you're running away. Just because you're lost doesn't mean you'll find yourself somewhere else.
I'm not lost.
Well, you're not happy. You know what you need?
An antidepressant?
God, no, those things will kill you. No, what you need is a purpose.
I have a purpose, Bert. I'm raising my son.
That's not a purpose. That's a responsibility. No, a purpose gives life meaning. In here, like a job, like working in a hospital, helping other people. Something that makes you want to get up in the morning.
What do you want from me, Bert?
I want you to pet the kitty.
Oh, for God's sake. What does that even mean?
It means everything. Do you give in order to make others feel better, or do you take to make yourself feel better? I'd say most folks in this country are taking, but the people I find who are most at peace with themselves are those that pet the kitty to make the kitty feel good.
Our problems are not going to be solved by me petting a cat.
You'll never know until you try. We all have to contribute. As I always say, if everyone eats but nobody cooks, we're all going to starve.
You're a wellspring of metaphors.
Bert gets up and crosses to the dining table. Charlie follows.
Well, if only there was a medical facility for guys like me.
There is, Bert. It's called the VA.
No, the VA can't help. They don't have enough people, who don't have enough time, who don't have enough resources. I mean, someplace local that knows me, knows my name, you know. Bert Kirkle.
You're not going to find a place like that around here.
That's what I'm saying. They don't exist.
And my hospital isn't really set up for that sort of thing.
You could do it, Charlie.
Yeah. I could do what?
Find your purpose.
He thinks about the possibilities ever so briefly.
Yeah. I'm leaving, remember, tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Two men proceed in removing the dining table from the room.
Right. New Zealand. Yeah, I can't afford to move to a new country when I don't like what's happening here. I'm sort of stuck with the system that's already in place.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
But the system could change.
I'm sure they'll figure it out eventually.
How?
Someone will come along. Someone always does.
Someone already has. Look in the mirror, Charlie.
Russell re-enters as Bert and Charlie exit with the table.
Hey, thanks for helping, Chuck.
Russell picks up the end table and turns to go. Lindsay enters from the kitchen with her colorful box of belongings.
Hey, Russell, while you're going, will you please stick this in my car for me?
She sets the box on the end table. Russell, seizing the opportunity, puts the table down and extends his hand. Lindsay again reluctantly takes it.
Isn't this nice?
Well, at least it's not as sweaty as last time. It's amazing how weak men are.
It's been a long time.
I have no doubt. May I have my hand back now?
Only if you take my heart with it.
Give me a knife.
He pulls her hand in close and kisses it, then lets go.
It's been a pleasure.
Charlie and Bert re-enter. Bert grabs the two remaining dining chairs. Russell picks up the end table with the box on it. They both exit out the front door. Lindsay starts for the kitchen just as Midge and Dewey re-enter. Charlie exits into the kitchen.
How are you feeling, Dewey? Did you get enough to eat?
I did, thank you.
Do you want to lie down? I'm sure I can get Russell to pull a mattress off the truck if I promise to bear his child.
No, I'm okay. Thanks, though.
All right. Well, if you need anything, you just ask, okay?
To Midge.
You see, that's how you dote.
Oh, please. You get plenty of doting. If I doted you any more, you'd be 3 inches shorter.
Russell and Bert re-enter and pick up the sofa.
Charlie's a dope. He has no idea what a great woman he's leaving behind.
I do.
No, you don't.
Can I find out?
No.
To Dewey.
Thank you, Dewey. That's very sweet of you.
Russell and Bert exit out the front door of the sofa.
I'm sorry you're dating an idiot.
That's all right. I sort of knew going in. Our first date was a funeral.
That bad, huh?
No, I mean, he literally took me to a funeral.
Charlie re-enters from the kitchen with the hamburger. To Charlie.
What is wrong with you?
Russell enters quickly through the front door.
Hey, we need some help. Bert just collapsed on the pavement.
Oh my God.
Hurry!
Good Lord.
Charlie, Russell, and Lindsay rush out the front door. To Dewey.
Aren't you going to go?
Why? There's no reason to rush. The man's probably already
Oh
dead.
my God, you're such a pessimist.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Only a pessimist would say no 3 times in a row.
I only said it twice.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. For your information, I am the complete opposite of pessimist.
An optimist? You? Oh, please. If you're an optimist, then I'm a hard-boiled egg.
That sounds about right.
Charlie, Russell, and Lindsay re-enter with Bert, laying him out on the floor.
Make way, everybody, make way!
There's nothing in here.
How's your head, Bert?
No, it's just a bump. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
Looking him over.
You're gonna have quite a goose egg here. We should probably take you to the hospital so they can run some tests.
No, that's okay. I'll be fine.
Listen to the doctor. He knows what he's saying.
No, I don't want to go to the hospital. Thanks, though.
He wouldn't suggest it if...
Look, I can't go to the hospital. I have no insurance, no money, and I can't take on more debt. Thank you for your concern, but if it's all the same to you, I think I'll just sit right over here until I am feeling better.
He slides a box up against a wall and sits down on it and leans back.
Just one more reason to leave this crummy country.
What is?
Referring to Bert.
That! Healthcare in America. Oh, don't get me started. I'll be so glad to get the hell out of here once and for all.
Oh, stop being melodramatic. The man just bumped his head.
Healthcare, child poverty, student debt discrimination. Where does it end?
The country's got problems, you're right. But they're all going to get fixed sooner or later. Relax.
Everyone, calm down. Dewey, go buy me some wine.
The problems confronting this country are not simple little math equations you can enter into a calculator and it spits out the one and only right answer. They're big, moral and philosophical questions about who we want to be as a country, who we want to be as Americans. And right now, I don't want to be one.
What a thing to say.
The system is broken. Don't you see that? And I'm not sure it can be fixed. Bills can't get passed in the House or the Senate. Compromise is a dirty word, and new candidates promise they'll change the system once they get elected, but they never do. I don't think they can. We're spinning our wheels and going nowhere. Nothing ever gets done. I want to live someplace where people actually care.
We care, Charlie. We all care.
Someplace that cares about the environment, and peace, and prosperity, and the quality of our lives.
I need some wine.
Charlie, get off your high horse. That's never going to happen here, and you know it.
But it was supposed to, don't you see? That's what I was told when I was a kid. America was going to be the shining beacon on a hill. And I believed them. But it never happened. This country has not fulfilled the promise it made to me back then. I've been very patient up to this point, but America's time is up.
Pointing to Bert.
And that's the final straw. I'm getting the hell out.
Charlie!
I'm done. It's over.
You're leaving.
I have no faith in this country anymore.
A heated exchange of ad-libs begins among the three of them and grows in intensity.
Wait! Stop! Everyone needs to be quiet. I'm about to say something profound, and I want everyone to hear it.
To Charlie.
You're not leaving for Jimmy's sake. You're leaving for your own.
Silence. All look at Charlie.
Maybe I am. What's wrong with that?
You're putting your son's future in jeopardy for your own selfish gain.
It's not for gain, Mother. It's for peace of mind, and that's much more valuable. Look, life is not as complex as we've made it out to be in this country. Everything is more work than it should be. Why do I need to fill out a survey or give feedback every time I buy something online? Or worry about internet trolls or email scams or algorithms? Computer bugs, viruses, cookies, passwords, backing up to the cloud and upgrading my operating system. Life is simpler than that. But instead, we barricade ourselves in our little fortresses of solitude, each wired to the grid with gas and electricity, oil and water, home phone, cell phone, internet, cable, satellite, filled to the gills with door-to-door deliveries from the post office, FedEx, UPS, DHL, Grubhub, DoorDash, Amazon Prime, and Carvana, maintained by a gardener we never see and a snowplower we've never met. I don't want to stick monitors all over my house because I've been told I could die from too much carbon monoxide in the home, or radon, or smoke, or gas fumes. Too much nitrogen, too little oxygen, not enough hydrogen, ammonia, bleach, secondhand smoke, asbestos, and air pollution. I don't want to be reminded that I might be slightly overweight, and that I shouldn't eat gluten or dairy or processed foods, too much sugar and too little protein, too much fat or salt or high fructose corn syrup, fried foods, grilled foods, fatty foods, and for the love of God, drink more water! So you can wash down the hormones in the meat and the mercury in the fish and the genetically altered grains and fruits and vegetables. I don't want to buy cucumbers as big as my arms or grapes the size of golf balls, but that's where we're at. I don't want commercials frightening me into buying all kinds of insurance to protect myself. Health insurance, car insurance, property, liability, travel, dental, long-term disability, personal injury, whole life, term life, all to save me from the remote possibility of floods and avalanches, earthquakes, hurricanes, landslides, drought, wildfires, tsunamis, blizzards, volcanic eruptions, acts of gods, and ultimately death. Life has no guarantees, and insurance is not going to change that. I don't want to pay for an extended warranty on every little thing I buy. If you haven't made a quality product, don't sell it to me in the first place. We've made the right to bear arms more important than people's safety, put not wearing a mask above public health, and convinced ourselves that capitalism is more important than climate change. We pit people against one another with fear and lies and propaganda in order to get what we want or to get what we need or get what we feel we deserve. We live in an overly complicated, artificial world filled with hypocrisy when in fact, living a life is really very simple. Can we at least agree on that?
You're not petting the kitty at all anymore.
Would you shut up about the goddamn cat?
The kitty is...
That the kitty is dead. Just like the American dream. That's why I've been getting the hell out. I'm looking out for number one now. From now on. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we're supposed to be: independent, self-sufficient, self-reliant, and not doing anything any one of you wouldn't do.
I beg to differ.
This damn country is a lost cause, don't you see that? So I'm leaving this whole rotten experiment behind. You can all stay here and go down with the ship, but I'm getting off.
You're never going to find happiness with an attitude like that.
Happy? You want me to be happy? Why is it so important to you that I'm happy? Are you happy?
I'm doing okay.
How can you say? God, look at yourself! You have nothing. No past, no present or future. You struggle to get through a single day.
That's true, but on the flip side, I've got faith.
Faith? Ha!
And hope. Hope that things will get better. And that faith is what sustains me.
Hope is an aspiration. Hope is not a goal. Hope doesn't get you anywhere.
I've seen hope do some miraculous things, and I think it will for me too.
You can have all the faith and hope you want, Bert, but if it doesn't translate into action, faith is nothing but a big waste of time.
Faith is what gets me up in the morning.
But you don't do anything with it.
And faith is what puts me to bed.
Look at yourself. You have nothing, literally nothing, but the clothes on your back. And even those were issued to you by a government that's forgotten you.
I am not forgotten. I am Bert Kirkle, a man. One of the greatest creations this world has ever produced. And whether I'm here or New Zealand or laid out in my grave, I will always be Bert Kirkle. A country or a government or even my own mother does not define me. I define myself. And I know myself to be a harbinger of great potential who can change the world with the strength of his convictions. And you, Charlie Bump, who defines you? True, I don't have the possessions that you've acquired or the money or the status. Your home and all that I've hauled back and forth today is a testament to all that, but I'm a far wealthier man than you'll ever be, for if nothing else, I know who I am. Do you know who you are? Because knowing yourself, Charlie, truly knowing who you are, that's the meaning of life. You talk randomly of all these external things, computers and money and guns. That's not where life is, Charlie. Life is in here, in your heart, in your soul. That's where the kitty lives. That's where the dream lives. Where your love and humanity are. Where your moral compass lies. Where you protect and cherish the memories of your late wife. That's life, Charlie. That's your life. And this is the only one you're going to get. So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to run away? Like most people, hide from reality and avoid conflict until your time runs out? Or are you going to believe in yourself, trust humanity to choose right over wrong, and determined to make a difference in this world? It's time for you to know who you are. Are you a man or a mouse? A hero or a coward? The time is now, Charlie Bump, for you to rise to the occasion and help your fellow man, not for your benefit, but for theirs. And by doing so, for yours. Pet the kitty for the kitty's sake, man. And the joy it brings the kitty will fulfill you forever. For the love of God, man. Pet the goddamn cat!
He collapses to the floor.
Oh my God, Bert!
Good Lord.
What happened?
Is he all right?
Do something, Charlie.
She runs to the kitchen.
Is he dead?
He still has a pulse.
Aren't we supposed to elevate something?
I'll lift his legs.
Don't lift his legs.
I'll lift his head.
Don't lift his head.
What should I lift?
Don't lift anything. Just leave him alone.
I'll call 911.
Returning from the kitchen with a fast food cup of water.
Here, give him some water.
Did he ask for water?
No, I just thought it might help.
To Lindsay,
I'm thirsty. No one got me water.
handing her the cup.
Here.
Into the phone.
Yeah, I need an ambulance.
Maybe we should have fed him more.
Should we take him to the VA?
The VA is not going to help at this point.
Maybe we fed him too much.
Into the phone.
92 Roosevelt, in the middle of the block.
Russell takes the water from Midge and throws it in Bert's face.
Wake up, damn it! Wake up!
What are you doing?
My God, Russell, don't drown him.
I can't move the rest of this stuff by myself. I'm not done with him yet.
I was going to drink that.
I'll get you more.
He exits into the kitchen with the cup. Into the phone.
We don't know. He just collapsed.
His blood pressure's through the roof. I think he's had a heart attack.
A heart attack? Oh my God.
Just like Katie. What are the odds?
He should have seen a doctor years ago.
Into the phone.
We think he's had a heart attack.
He's got an appointment next month.
That's not going to help him now.
I didn't say it would. I'm just adding to the conversation.
Into the phone.
Bert Kirkle.
What can we do for him now?
Well, first we should dry him off,
I'll get a towel.
She exits to the bathroom.
and then a cold compress.
On it.
She exits into the kitchen. Into the phone.
No, Bert Space Kirkle.
He has no pulse.
Into the phone.
He has no pulse.
Come on, buddy, don't leave me now. Something tells me I'm not done with you yet either. Come on, Katie, come on!
Charlie continues chest compressions on Bert as lights fade to black. Act 2, Scene 2. The same Staten Island home evening that same day. The room is completely empty. At rise, all but Bert and Jimmy are together outside the closed door. A bright flash of lightning followed by a loud crack of thunder fills the room. The sound of falling rain begins. There's a jiggling of the doorknob.
Why is the door locked?
I locked it.
Why?
Dad told me to.
Why'd you tell him to lock the door?
So you wouldn't get robbed.
We're standing at the curb.
When people see an ambulance, they think it's an opportunity.
But there's nothing in here.
Charlie, use your key. It's starting to rain.
I didn't bring my key.
Why not?
I was 20 feet from the door.
Lightning and thunder. Pause.
This day did not go as planned.
Really? There was a plan?
Jimmy enters from the kitchen, runs to the front door, and opens it.
How'd you do that?
I climb in through the kitchen window. I do it all the time.
Enter Charlie, Lindsay, Midge, Dewey, and Russell. They're all wet. General ad-libs of annoyance as they enter.
I am completely soaked.
So am I. My hair will never be the same.
That's not such a bad thing.
I need to dry myself off. Excuse me.
She exits into the bedroom.
Where the hell are we gonna sit?
Dad, Jimmy's standing right there.
We're all standing right here because there's not a goddamn place to sit.
Maybe you could tone down the language in front of the kid.
What the hell does that mean?
It's a polite way of saying you're a bad influence on him.
You can't influence kids his age. They know everything nowadays.
What the hell's that mean?
Charlie looks to Dewey, who shrugs.
Of course, sometimes you get lucky.
Dad, is Mr. Kirkle gonna be alright?
Let's hope so, buddy. We'll have to keep our fingers crossed.
He's a nice man.
Yes, he is.
He'll survive thanks to you, Charlie. Without you, he wouldn't have made it.
Charlie's always in the right place at the right time.
What about me?
You're always somewhere too, sweetie.
You know, if the VA had seen him sooner, all of that could have been avoided.
It's shameful how we treat our veterans in this country, but the government doesn't care.
Sometimes you can't wait on the government. Sometimes you can solve the problem yourself.
That's true. He said that in this very room, sometimes you can solve the problem yourself.
But somebody will come along, right? Somebody always does, right?
Right. Someone always does.
To Charlie.
It's a good thing you were here to save him, Chuck. The rest of us wouldn't have known what to do.
That's true.
You're a damn good doctor, Charlie. I mean, you were before you quit. God knows what you'll do now.
Charlie can do anything he sets his mind to.
I set my mind on things.
Of course you do, sweetie. It just never amounts to anything.
To Charlie.
You'll find your purpose, Charlie. I wouldn't worry.
My purpose?
Yes, everyone needs a purpose in life.
But a purpose requires you to give, not just take.
That's true. We've all got to give.
Even the Son of Man didn't come to be served, but to serve.
Where'd you hear that?
It's written on the wall of the Catholic Church.
To himself.
Pretty clever, Bert.
To all.
Well, I guess we all learned a thing or two today, didn't we?
To Jimmy.
And now, my little friend, you need to get ready for bed.
We have no beds.
I'll grab a mattress from the truck. Come on, Dad, give me a hand.
What am I, a neck down? Besides, it's raining out.
Actually, it stopped.
Looking out the window.
Huh. Will you look at that?
Russell and Dewey exit out the front door. To Jimmy.
All right, kiddo, come on, it's late. I'll help you get ready for bed.
Mitch and Jimmy exit up the hallway and into his bedroom. Charlie looks around for somewhere to sit. Finally giving up, he sits on the floor. Lindsay enters from the bedroom wearing Katie's sundress.
Well, I feel a whole lot better.
Where'd you get that dress?
Oh, it fell out of one of the boxes and I never got around to packing it back up. My other clothes were soaked, so I just threw this on. I hope you don't mind. I mean, it's such a warm summer evening.
She sits on the floor beside him.
I think I need to pet the kitty.
Right here? Now? Your mother's in the other room.
No. I meant Bert's kitty.
Okay, that's a little creepy.
Look, I've been thinking, if we were to open a nonprofit for veterans, I could probably get them, I could get them a lot of medical help they need as soon as they're discharged. Without all the red tape and bureaucracy. And with my connections at the hospital, I could probably do it pretty inexpensively.
I'm impressed, Charlie. I didn't know you were listening.
Well, it just seems like in the scheme of things that, well, that's one problem I can solve.
You've grown.
Maybe we're not supposed to be completely independent. Maybe we're meant to be connected to one another. I don't know what a society looks like anymore, but I think it might be better to be part of one than not.
You can't be part of the team if you're standing on the sidelines.
Where'd you hear that?
Bert Kirkle?
Is that all one word?
They share the moment.
So, I think if we put our minds to it, we can probably figure out a way.
Me?
Oh, well, I just assumed.
Did you now?
She kisses him. Fireworks can be seen exploding in the nighttime sky through the living room window.
I'm glad you're staying. Russell was beginning to look like a viable alternative.
Me too.
You found your purpose, Charlie. Something worth celebrating.
Oh, I don't know if it's worth all that.
Bert seemed to think so. He left a bottle of champagne in the bedroom with your name on it.
Did he really? Huh. Why does that not surprise me? All right, let's celebrate.
Charlie helps Lindsay to her feet and they exit into the bedroom as the lights fade to black. End of play.